All right, I think we're live. Well, hi everyone. My name is Kevin, elevated in the Clear Edge Discord, and we're here for another strategy discussion this week. David is on vacation, so his internet's been pretty good, but it's been a little shaky. So I think we'll have me lead this week, and then David will chime in as he needs to. But yeah, overall, tough week. At least at the beginning of the week. And I guess the whole week was tough in a way. But some stuff seemed to do pretty good during parts of the week, and then some stuff seemed to do not so hot. So mixed bag. For me, the gold strategy from Ninja, that one kind of came alive. And last week wasn't the greatest, but just as we always say, just kind of leaving it set and letting it run. That was the recipe for success this week. Ended up finishing the week pretty good, having a couple good days and ended up in the green. Ninja MNQ, new settings. Those did real well this week, 3 minutes. And then some Cairo stuff I was running had some good nights as well. So happy about that. But overall, just tough week to hang in there. But again, that's why we come here every week and just talk about psychology, things we can do, things we're seeing. So especially another thing, David, is I noticed a lot of new names pop up in the Discord this week as well. So welcome to
Oh
all the
yeah.
new members. Hopefully you guys can tune in or watch this. David and I do these every Friday, and we're more than happy to, if you guys want to come on and ask questions in the chat, or even come on and join us one week, happy to have you. So see, David, I know you're traveling. How was your week? Did you trade much or kind of let stuff go? Or
I was trading, and there was a few things I thought I had set up, and then I had them turned off. So like I ended up missing actually some losers, so that was kind of good. And then so then I took added it all on today. I took some more losers. The strategy I've been running.
oh
Did I reconnect to
yeah,
my?
you're back.
Yeah.
You're back.
All right. What was the last thing you heard?
You were talking about you took some losers and then you reconnected today.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't take losers, and then I reconnected today. But then I took the losers. But I think I took half as much as what anybody else that was running it
Okay.
had, so it wasn't terrible. My static account was fine because I've just been letting it run up. I haven't been caring about my daily base hits on futures desk, so I have a pretty decent balance in there, and a pretty big profit target that I'm gonna have to hit. So it's whatever. It was either that or just take it slow or small size down. And I was just like, well, the benefits of just sizing up is, I don't know, you have more drawdown. I guess technically, if you're sized down, you still have more drawdown. So it's
Hmm.
because you have more trades that you can take. Um, so I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at today. For the most part, hoping for a great week next week. Looking at some stuff.
Yeah.
I know. Can you mention just what we were talking about before stream, where you were talking about OPEC and just the volume that you were noticing in the SPY?
Oh, yeah. So this week was OPEC's options expiration. I think it was quad witching today too. We had all the futures contracts roll over. Well, not all of them, but NQ and ES anyway were the big ones that we mostly trade and focus on. So those rolled over this week, and like I said, options expire or OPEC's was today. So just kind of knowing that these weeks are always a little bit weird anyway. So I lightened up a lot this week. And then I noticed the other day, I think it was one of the lowest volume days of the year on SPY. So I made some adjustments based off that. Actually seeing some of the stuff I was running, it had bigger targets. So I said, well, I really don't think it's going to do that well in this environment, knowing the strategy I'm running really well. Been running it for a while. So I actually opted to sit out for a day or 2 days, I should say, with it, which don't recommend unless you have a plan with it. It wasn't an emotional decision. It was very just technical and logical from what I was seeing as a trader in the market. That was just my own choice, but ended up avoiding a handful of losses because it ended up not performing well. But Normally not the thing we recommend to do, but again, as you kind of learn automation and the market and how your strategies that you're running react during certain things, sometimes you make those decisions, whether they're right or wrong. Just make sure you're not making them on an emotional standpoint. You're making them on, a logical standpoint, and that's what I chose to do. But anyway, turn those back on. We'll be all set to go next week. But I am looking forward to hopefully a more normalized, better week next week with some liquidity in the market, whether it's up or down. Just give us something, right?
Where are we at? I've not looked at the chart a whole lot today just because we're out of town, but where are we at in this range that we've been in?
So we just hit. I can
See the
share my
daily.
yeah,
Let
I
me
can
go to the
share my
daily.
screen here. Yeah, so we just hit like the
Oh, okay.
we're actually in a really low value area pocket. We just hit the 250-day SMA.
Yeah. Yeah, we
NES.
were just there a couple days ago and then we bounced and then
Yeah,
now we're
yeah,
back here. So
yeah,
I'm liking I want to see a break in one direction or another. I don't really care which way it is. But the low volume areas that we have underneath here in the S&P 500 are gonna bring some really good action. So
yeah. Like we've got room all the way down to like 6,400. I can
yep.
share. I can here if I can share my screen real quick and tell you.
Yeah.
Share.
I don't have a volume my screen is so dang tiny that I can't really throw a bunch of stuff on it. It's like one of
Um,
those travel monitors, so
oh yeah, yeah.
trying
They're
to
always tough to, a little bit different to work on versus your home setup, I'm sure.
yeah.
Uh, I just shared my screen. I don't know. Can you see it, or do you need
Yeah,
to?
let me turn it on.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about, that we've got this area we didn't spend much time in last year, right? And we've got that
Yep.
pocket low volume. So, we've got room down to right around the 6,400 area. That would also line up with this previous all-time high resistance area that we kind of double topped before dropping last year during the tariff talks.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of liking that area. We're almost there actually. Obviously, depending on world news and everything in the next week or so, we could find our way down there. We did get a hot PPI print this week. So that, just depending on, I'm sure that has some effect on downside. But anyway, yeah, this low volume is kind of what I'm looking at here, and that's to kind of hopefully settle out. But yeah, almost time to
Yeah, let's
start
see.
dollar
Last
cost
time we
averaging in the
were
long term.
last time we were at these prices was what? Um
August,
November.
what was it?
November. November. Well, we visited here once we broke up out of
Okay,
that
I see what you're
and
saying.
started
Yep.
forming this range around October. That was the first time we tested this low. And we tested
Hmm.
again November, and then now we're here again.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. So I added a little bit long term. That today actually, not a ton, but just a little bit. Not a bad spot to dollar cost average in my not financial advice, of course, but that's just what I did for some of my long term stuff today. But I still think we might have some room down. It looks like we do anyway. So yeah. But
Yep.
how was the volume today? The volume was just about average. Just white little lines of the average volume, right? And if we look, it was about 60% selling, 40% buying today. So mixed bag. But again, just right on that 250-day SMA right there. So
Yep.
see, we'll see what next week holds. But we are out of that little box we've been in for a while, but kind of still there a little bit. So
Yeah. You're what? And your chart's kind of looking. I don't know. I still see us in this box area, but I'm on the daily. If you flip to
yeah,
the
this
daily,
is the daily. Yeah, I mean, if you, yeah, I guess if
that
you,
is the daily.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
weird.
So if you, I
I'm
guess
not.
if you classify that as what chart are you on?
Wait, what price are you at? I might be on the old contract. Maybe that's what's going
This is
on.
continuous ES.
That's what I thought I was on, but let me check it. Well, what's your price? What's your, are
So
you
it
at
looks like
five
we are 65.88.
65.88? Yeah, that looks like a different price than I'm looking at. So I'm looking at a different contract for some reason, but I just thought I clicked on the continuous. Interesting.
But yeah, let's pop over to NQ, see how
Okay.
it's doing. Oh, okay. NQ has right on its 300, or I'm sorry, 250 day as well. Looks like it's got a little bit more room downside until you hit that point of, the point of controls at 22. I mean, that's quite a bit down there. I hope we don't get down there, but another 6% to fill
Why
this.
do you hope we don't get down there, man? The
I,
US market always goes up. Better
I
buying opportunities the lower we go.
yeah. I mean, I'll be if we do get down there, I'll definitely buy. I'll definitely load up a pretty decent sized position. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, a little bit tougher week in automation. But hopefully, like I said, next week we get some moves and some better moves, more cleaner moves anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had talked about, we have a lot of new people in the Discord today. So we've been getting questions. David handles some support. I get questions from people that are needing a little bit of help on my stuff. So we kind of thought it'd be a good idea just to run through the Discord a little bit, and then maybe newer people can, if they're watching, or can reference this in the future. But when you guys pop into the ClearEdge Discord, everything on the left hand side here. Strategy wise, of course, we have our user chat. That's the main chat where everybody will communicate. But this marketplace strategies option right here, if you guys click in there, you'll find all the strategies that are listed on the ClearEdge marketplace. You'll find them all in here, right? So every different strategy will have its own thread created by the owner. And then all the owners will generally share their charts and put some updates in here for everybody, just to try and keep it all in one spot. For instance, if you maybe just click on the secret lab up here, looks like Nara has some shared charts for a couple different setups. And then just so you guys know, if you're just new joining us, if you guys click on these charts right here, right, pop into here, it's going to bring you to the charts page right here. What you're going to want to do, and after you click on that link, is you'll see the copy button up here to the right. What you'll do is you'll hit copy right here. You'll save the chart, make a copy, right? It'll bring you in to your own copy of the chart, right? And then at that point, you can go in here. If you want to adjust settings at any point, maybe not right away, but this is where you would adjust your settings. And let's just say you're going to copy that chart and run the same settings as the person who shared the chart is going to. Of course, you would just create your alert right from here. Add your alert. And then, this is where you'd paste your message from the ClearEdge software in there. You give it a name, and then you just hit create, and that, that'll take care of your alert there. So pretty simple process as far as, copying charts and everything go. We try and make it as easy as we can for you. But yeah, that's just kind of going over that part of it. There's another thing that we had wanted to run over as well, or I'm sorry, go over as well. So what? Oops, I just got to minimize this.
Yeah, I threw the list in our chat on Discord. I don't know if you saw that.
I'll have to, I'll pop over there real quick.
Going over Discord stuff,
Okay,
chart sharing,
yeah.
finding a strategy that works for you, overview of the app and website, and then just talk about the relationship between TradingView, the strategies, webhooks, and then ClearEdge and PropFirm.
Okay. So yeah, chart sharing, finding a strategy. So finding a strategy, of course. Let's see if we pop into just the ClearEdge marketplace. Let's go here.
So how do you get the app? Because I know a lot of guys, they're on the website and they sign up, and then from there, they actually have to download the app. So they can't just stay on the website.
For the
Once you get
marketplace?
once you get a subscription. Oh, sorry. Just talking about the marketplace.
Oh yeah, so I was just covering just finding a strategy that works for you.
Yep. I'm sorry. I was. Yeah, no, that's perfect. Um,
Um, yeah, so after I guess after you guys, are trying to, figure out what strategies you want to run, of course, if you have a certain level of subscription with ClearEdge, it'll come with 3 strategies. So you guys can kind of get your feet wet and understand strategies using those. But if you want to add any additional strategies, of course, we have the marketplace. So you just pop into your My ClearEdge, and you'll just find the marketplace up here on the left-hand side. Click that, and then these would be all the strategies that are listed in the marketplace. Of course, you just subscribe, and then you'll go through the prompting process, and you'll get access. And then I'm pretty sure all of them have at least some kind of free trial. Generally, it's 7 days. So again, just try them out for 7 days and see which ones you like. See how they trade, what they trade, the setups they trade, all that kind of good stuff. Um, and
Personality wise, like you're gonna fit certain ones better than others too. I know with
yeah,
Market Ranger and Ninja. Sorry, Market Ninja. You have one that runs all day and night, and then you have one that does regular trading hours. So thinking about through those stuff like Apex, if you're using Apex, I got flagged for probably automation because I was running stuff all night. Um, or VPS. I don't know which one I got flagged for, but just keep that in mind that um, better safer than sorry, especially uh, when you're starting out and you're going one account, maybe up to 5 accounts at a time, and that's all you have. Being more careful with the automation stuff for sure.
yeah, you're definitely going to want to be, careful because the firms are getting a little stricter on these rules nowadays. Sounds like they're watching that stuff a little bit better.
Yep.
So
Seems
yeah,
like things are evolving in front of our eyes, like just changing completely. Even a couple
yeah,
months ago, it doesn't feel like trading prop firms was the same.
no, not at all. I think they're trying to figure out every little thing they can get you for to deny payouts. It seems anyway. I don't know. Just that's what it seems to me. But yeah. So following the rules is definitely recommended because I mean, David, as you know, firsthand experience, they'll cancel your accounts and take all your profits that you work so hard for. So um,
Yep,
yeah, and it doesn't even have to
it's a real
be.
thing.
Sometimes it doesn't have to be legitimate, right? People just are getting accused of it, and that's it. So
Yep.
do your best to follow the rules and try and stay on the right side of that. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of just covering strategies in the marketplace. And we've got actually, I think there's going to be a new one coming soon as well. So I know that one I heard about, maybe a couple others that they're testing. So it's going to be, the marketplace will be growing for options or with options too, which is awesome. Love to see that. Um, let's see what else we got. Chart sharing, finding a strategy. And then two, yeah, trying to just, I guess, strategies in general. Yeah, see what you like, the risk it takes. Um, that's all really important when you're getting started with, especially someone newer to automation, right? Making sure that, like, at the very least, you're popping into, you're popping into these settings here and just at least understanding, all of these strategies will have the strategy report, right? Total P&L, max drawdown. We've gone into how you read these and like utilizing these to make a plan, things like that. We're not going to cover that in this episode, but we'll touch on that at another time later, I'm sure. But just even going into the strategy itself, and then just kind of rolling through this menu and just getting familiar with like what this thing does, right? Like how many points does it take? Does it have a trailing stop loss? Like it looks like this one, all right, the stop loss is 7.5 points and the profit target's 12. Well, at least you kind of know that and get an idea for risk, what you're up against here. But also you can also go in here and underneath this strategy, this graph right here, if you guys scroll down, you can see all these metrics that is gathered from the strategy running. So you can see, total trades it takes, losing, winning, all that kind of good stuff. But this is one of the more important things. Obviously, it's a fixed strategy, so this is going to be, your largest winner is always pretty much going to be the same because it is fixed. But this largest losing trade is really one that I will focus on, because when we're automation trading, it's very, very important to pay attention to your losers, right? And it's important in any trading, but that's what we focus on, is controlling the risk, right? So just knowing that this stuff is down here, especially if the strategy, like I have a couple that are ATR based, which means it's not the same stop loss and take profit every time. It adjusts based on market conditions. So those winners and losers might look a little different. So your plan might have to look a little different, right? So it's just important to know all this stuff when you're just getting started in automating. And like I said, David and I can go over planning and that stuff at another point. But yeah, I use these reports quite a bit. And there's all kinds of good information. So take a look at that. Especially, like I said, when you get a new strategy, just getting familiar with it. It's a good thing to do. Anything on that, David?
Not really. Sorry, I was kind of half attention.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was trying to get Lee to come in to the room.
Let's see. So we kind of covered the app and the website. And then so then the relationship between ClearEdge and TradingView, right? So all of our strategies are going to run in TradingView, right? And then so that's kind of going to be the driver there. And then what we're going to do is ClearEdge kind of receives that signal, right? So let's say, for instance, I've got an RTY chart pulled up, right? And RTY is the bigger contract of the Russell, right? It's the smaller contract would be M2K. So the bigger contract, of course, would ES. The smaller one would be MES. NQ, the smaller one would be MNQ. But what we can do is if we look at these reports, we're going to want to run the strategy on whatever chart is shared, because it was optimized for that market. So just because something runs and is shared on RTY, that doesn't necessarily mean I can just go to M2K, even though it's the same market, and then get the same exact performance. It might be optimized because these markets move slightly different. Whoever optimizes the chart is most likely going to optimize and get better results on whatever market they're optimizing for. So what you're going to want to do is you're not going to be able to run this with the risk that you need to on the bigger market, right? So what you'll need to do is you'll need to take the bigger market, which is RTY in this situation, right? And then when you would go to set this strategy up, let's see, this is not my normal ClearEdge, but when we go to set the strategy up, right, and we create our new signal, let's just let's just say we're running a Secret Lab, right? And we select our account and everything. The contract that we're going to select for this is going to be M2K. And let me find M2K.
So you can have an RTY chart in TradingView, and you can run it on M2K in
ClearEdge. Yeah, and the reason we're going to do that is because one RTY contract would be too big for us to run, right? Let's just say in a 25K account or a 50K account, you're not going to want to run one RTY. That'll most likely blow your account before it doesn't. I mean, not guaranteed, but most likely that's going to be the case. It's going to be too much risk, right? So what you'll want to do is you'll just adjust the size for whatever you want to run, and you'll obviously divide that by 10. So let's just say, appropriate risk for running this strategy would be like 4 RTY, right? So you'll come in here, you'll set your alert up in TradingView, right? And then as soon as that alert is set up and you want to run 4 contracts, all you'll do is you'll come here and you'll just hit 4 and of course turn it on. And that one would be all set up and good to go at that point. So we would be running this strategy on the RTY chart. We would be trading the M2K through ClearEdge, 4 contracts, and then when this alert is sent, it's going to trade on your broker, of course, M2K at that point.
Yep. So, and Lee just joined us.
Oh, hey,
so
Lee.
How's it going, Lee? Oh, I have to re-let him in, I guess.
You hear me?
Hey,
Lee.
Lee.
How you doing?
Good. Just going over some some basic chart knowledge and setting up some alerts to run on, the bigger markets, to run to the smaller markets, stuff like that. So how's your day going? How are you?
Good. It's overall been a pretty good week in automation world.
Yeah, you were
Yeah, it
running
was,
the new algo that's going to come out on the store. So you have
Yeah, I've been testing that. Ninja has had a pretty good week overall on MNQ.
Mhm.
Kairos on M2K has been fairly decent. Yeah, so it's been a really good week.
so I was going to ask you, Kevin, because it's related to what you were just talking about. You said share chart, and forgive me if you already explained it, but what would be a share chart, and what's the difference between a shared chart compared to just a regular chart that I would create myself?
So yeah, a couple different ways. Of course, a shared chart is going to be in our Discord here. Let's see. So the shared charts will be, just depending on what strategy you're running. You would just click these links in the thread here, depending on what you wanted. See, like these would be the gold settings. These are the RTY settings. So after you click that, that would be considered a shared chart. But then there also is, if you wanted to go into your own trading view, and let's just say we wanted to do a new chart. So we'd create a new layout. Let's just call it Ninja 3-minute MNQ, of course. All right. So that'll pop up a new chart for you. And then what you would go do is you'd go find your strategy. And then at this point, the strategy is going to load for you. And then you would go in and of course you'd go in and adjust the settings from this point.
Mm-hmm. And what happens if on the share chart, the person who created it changes something?
So there's a couple things. So if the person that created that chart changes something, your chart that you originally copied will not change. So your chart will always remain the same unless you change it, of course. But if you go back into that shared chart after the person that created it changed something, that change will reflect moving forward. So if you go and recopy it again, expecting the same setup, that's no longer the case. Once that change is made, that change is made.
If an update has been made to that version.
Mm-hmm.
So V3, if you're version 3, if you push out an update and everybody has the old chart and they say lost their chart for whatever reason, deleted it by accident, went back in to try to get the same chart, it's no longer going to be the same. So they're going to have to recognize that if they found the old chart, whatever it is, it's going to be two different ones.
Yeah.
Now, I did notice when like I've copied a chart off of somebody else and
Mhm.
you have, for example, on your current chart, when I copied it, if you have two of the things made invisible, like say you had 3 indicators on there and you made 2 of them invisible, so you had
Mhm.
the little eyeball selected, then I would only see 1 on my chart, even though you have 2 or 3, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So just be aware of that stuff and just ask questions if something seems off, and just, I mean, it doesn't bother us as people who put out these charts to give a couple clarifying questions, answer a couple clarifying questions. I wouldn't just, if you haven't done it before, I would definitely ask questions, just to make sure you have it right and you know what's going on.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
know we had a lot of new people come in this week, and the temptation is to just whack these strategies onto a funded account right away before you know exactly what you're doing. But it's always good to get your feet wet a little bit and kind of figure out the process of doing everything in the correct way and monitoring it and making sure you're getting the right executions and everything's working before you start allocating these strategies on across 10 different accounts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Or just like ask for a screen. I've asked people for screenshots. They just show me, I think I have the right chart. Can you just screenshot your last like week of trades or something? And just compare it, or a back test. If you am I using the right one? Send a screenshot of the back test that you're looking at with the date ranges that we can see, so that way we can set up the same date ranges, and I just
Yeah.
verify that everything is the same.
And no matter where anybody is in that journey, whether they've been a member for 2 days, 2 months, or 2 years, you always have the option of jumping on, requesting a one-on-one, and one of us will be able to help you. And if you're not getting the results that everyone else is getting, you think something's wrong, just let us know. Don't be silent, because there's a lot of guys that have been doing this a while that can really help
Hmm.
hone in your trading and get your automation portfolio set up so you're taking the appropriate risk and working things the way it should be.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always good to ask questions because, and after you always get it set up, something I always just double check is like, definitely if the P&L makes sense, then it should make sense, right? If I got the Ninja set up like this and I saw $985 and 4,000, just know
Like
that,
something's wrong. What's going
yeah,
on?
yeah, I don't, unless you're talking about a $900,000 P&L here, where you're going to run
That
it on a
looks
smaller market.
that
That's a
looks like
lot
the
of drawdown.
that looks like the profit curve of another unnamed automation company.
Yeah, yeah. We don't. Yeah, this isn't a clear
Yeah.
edge marketplace.
Yeah. Yeah, just be aware. And this is stuff that you have to just take personal responsibility of. These are your accounts. So we want to help you every step of the way, but we can only help if you're asking questions. If you sign up for a chat or for a one-on-one for us to walk through stuff with you. But if you are going out on your own trying to do this stuff, um, just make sure that you're checking all the boxes and what you're looking at. Because the one thing I hate more than anything is to see somebody just really struggling and then getting a one-on-one with them and being like, oh man, we could have had this solved, if we could have if you just asked me a question. I could have helped you figure this out. And I get it. It's like getting stuff set up can be intimidating, um, but you do want to just make sure you're getting set up right so that you can
Yeah.
be set up for success, because we want to see you guys succeed. We're not a prop firm. We don't make money off of you guys failing. So we want to see all you guys succeed.
It's actually quite the opposite, right? We
Yeah.
want to see you guys make money. We want to
We
help you.
we want you to be members for years,
Mhm.
and the only way you're going to do that is be profitable consistently. And there's going to be periods of drawdown that happens, but as long as you position yourself sized correctly, spread the risk across some accounts with different strategies, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And running stuff when you first start, it's not bad to run on just an eval. Like get 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 a cheap Apex eval or something that you can just watch it and just get used to certain things that happen, such as, oh, you hit your daily profit target. The next trade that triggers shut off your automation and you don't know what's going on. So you think maybe there's a problem with it or an error that's going on, but really you just hit your daily profit target and the next trade that tried to execute could not execute. So that's why you have it turn off for you as a safety measure. So those little things can definitely go a long way. Just knowing what's going on and running it in the eval, a cheap eval, just to kind of see how those things work, is a great way to find out some of those things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had a gentleman a couple days ago who took advantage of the 7-day free trial and is like, I'm going to throw this on a couple funded accounts, and if it can make $600, $700, $800 in the next week and during my trial, I'll sign up. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not the way to look at this. I'm like, how much money have you spent on prop firms in the last year? He's like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 thousand. I'm like, okay, well, you have a piece of software that's less than $100 a month. Pair it with a strategy that's less than another $100 a month, and
Mhm.
just take your time and just build up a couple of accounts and add a couple of strategies, and just don't, because if you happen to hit your free trial during a week that there's a bit of a drawdown, you're
Mhm.
going to say, oh, this sucks, and never look at it again.
Yeah.
And that's a disservice to you. So just take your
Yep.
time, and it's not a Clear Edge is not a get rich quick program. We're not promising Lambos in week 3. We're helping you guys navigate the stringent rules of prop firms by providing strategies that pull out profits without going into hefty drawdowns that could blow accounts. And it's not a quick approach. Now, some of us oversize in evals, and we don't mind blowing 4 or 5 to get a funded account quickly. But that's nuances as you get used to these strategies and understand how they do, and say, okay, this strategy, if I run it on a full ES contract or a full NQ contract, I can pass in 3 trades if it has 3 wins in a row. And it does that once a week or once every couple of weeks. So I'm just going to keep doing it until I hit that 3-win streak and pass an account.
Yep.
And that's how some guys get through evals pretty quickly. But in the beginning, the goal is just learn how these strategies work, learn their their drawdowns and how you can size to absorb that risk. And then sometimes it just goes on a nice little run, and all of a sudden, I was down last week. I was down week 1 of March. I was up $1,200 in a futures desk account. Week 2 of March, I was down $900 in that account. So that was last week, and then this week, I'm up $2,600 in that same account. So if I joined last week and I was down $1,000, I would have been like, "Holy crap, this sucks."
Yeah.
And then now all of a sudden, I didn't touch it. I'd left the same things running, same size, and now all of a sudden I'm up $2,600 on the week. So
yep. Free trials are not intended to be the decision maker on how. Like if you're green or red, that's not what the free trial is for. The free trial is so you can get in, see what this is about, see how things work, and familiarize yourself before you actually are paying for something. So that way, when you actually get to the point where you're paying for a subscription, like you're utilizing it to the best of its full capacity, its full ability, and you're not having that learning curve while you're paying immediately. So you have that little time that you can get used to stuff and really check everything out.
Yeah, and we cover this too. It's like it's so important to have a plan and a budget and everything in place once you do get your feet wet, because you can approach this in so many different ways. Like Lee just said, some guys try to pass evals super quick and they go through them, but know if you're going to do that you're going to go through them, right? Like I think I always cringe a little bit when I see someone new who's like, "Oh, I just passed an eval in 3 days," and I'm like, "You've been here for 3 days." It's like I love that for you, right? I congratulations, but like it also worries me because like if you set your expectations like that from the beginning, or like you think that's going to happen all the time, like it could be a slippery slope, right? So like you just want to make sure you're doing the appropriate thing to be successful, and ask questions and have a good plan and know what your plan is. I think is what we always try to really relay, right?
Especially once you go into a funded account.
Yeah, because everything changes. I mean, the evals are cool, but yeah, the funded's a whole. If you're psychologically or your emotions aren't in check during an eval, it's a whole different animal when you see a couple $1,000 that you just worked so hard to pass in drawdown in your newly funded account, right? So making sure that you're set up for success, and that is a whole nother step and learning curve, right?
Yep. Yeah, if it's still hitting you like a train when you lose accounts, like take things slow. Like if you're losing a funded account and it just affects you mentally, like just slow down, size down, spend some time in evals, figuring it out. Trade your funded accounts if you have them automated. Trade them small.
David.
I have a. Oh, you will ask David.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you guys talk.
Oh no, he's back. He's
You're
just
back.
Every now and again he'll pop in and out.
All right, I'll let you guys talk because I don't want to be distracting with the
internet. You're good, David. I mean it hasn't happened in a while, so you're good.
Yeah.
What? You're in Waikiki Beach?
Yeah. Waikiki Beach. It is stormy outside, so
really.
Yeah. whole week. I think the whole week
I'm
I'm
in
here.
Florida and it's not stormy, as you can see.
Yeah, yeah. I miss my house in Louisiana, man. It was always sunny. We were about an hour away, hour and a half away from Pensacola, so nice beaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I miss it, but we moved up to Kansas City now, so now we get snow and
Tornadoes.
yeah, yeah.
I
It's
just have to deal with the hurricanes once in a while, but that's okay.
yeah. I enjoyed hurricanes. We went through Ida like a month after moving to Louisiana,
Yeah.
and like I had an infant, and we would just yeah, it was pretty fun.
Hurricanes like a tornado, but with 5 days notice.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So much
Well,
easier.
we were living on high ground too, so like we were way higher than anybody else in Slidell. So it was we were in a really good spot when Katrina blew through there. It was one of the few areas that just didn't even get really hurt, and it got hit very directly there.
That was a bad one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We had a bad one 3 years ago, Ian, that pounded our
Yeah,
area. The coastal areas flooded,
that
and it was
was
pretty
the year that
crazy.
you got hit by like three, right? Florida got
Yeah,
like creamed by like
we got pounded.
yeah,
But
yeah. No, it
I'm
was
like I'm 2.5 miles from the beach, and I no obviously no flood damage here. I was far enough away, but yeah, I just put my shutters up and uh, opened up a bottle of Jameson and
yep.
just wrote it out.
That's all you
These
can
things
do.
remind you of how human you are and just how small of a world that you
Yeah,
live in when these massive storms blow through and they're just so powerful. You're just like, wow,
yeah,
this is we
it
live in
is.
a world that's nature is very crazy.
I'm fortunate too. I have solar panels, whole home solar.
Nice.
So
Oh, nice.
everybody in the street was coming here to charge their phones. It
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah. I'm gonna
So I
Well,
don't know if Kevin, you talked about. I know you made changes last week to Ninja. Seems to
yeah,
really performed a lot better.
yeah. Well, MNQ has. I mean, MES wasn't. I mean, I had higher hopes for it this week.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I was going to take a look at that and see what I can do to. We'll just see what that looks like. Sometimes if I spend some more time and seeing how it loses, I can make positive adjustments. So we'll take a look at that this weekend. Another thing I was telling David I was working on is a couple new Ranger setups.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, I noticed they hadn't traded much this week.
it, it,
Is it a VIX thing?
well, no, it's really just a conditions thing. That setup I think, it's got really a nice P&L and low drawdown. So, I think it's just very picky. So I was on some different time frames over the last day or two to see if, I can maybe come up with something that's consistent, but not as picky, so at least trades a little bit more.
Right.
But yeah, so and I've got something else I'm working on for that too. But it's a whole design thing, so it's not close to done. It'll probably be another week or two before, of course, if it has good results, but before I have that ready. So,
Yeah, that's the beauty of everything we're doing. We're sort of working together, and everyone's trying to optimize things to put out the best and adjust things as the markets change.
yeah, it's yeah, you'll learn a lot by how your strategy loses during different market conditions, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I was fortunate, last year it was like, running some of the stuff. It was almost like it was nice, and this has been more of a challenge these last like 3 or 4 months, I will say, because I don't know, it's just been a completely different market from what I experienced last year when got started in all this. So,
well, we're starting to head into sort of bear market territory. I mean,
yeah,
it's still officially we've got to be down 20%, and we're down 7 or 8. But we lost the 200-day considerably
hmm
today. First considerable close below the 200-day since May last year. So um, that kind of turns the algorithms the other way now.
Yep.
Yeah, we were talking that kind of in the beginning, Lee, is there's that I don't know if you use volume profile at all. I know you're more of a pattern or what harmonics trader.
Yeah.
But there's a pretty good hollow part in the volume profile there on the daily
Yeah.
in both the indices. So
Yep.
we'll
With
see.
all the war stuff and oil, if oil keeps going up, that's really gonna be the driving factor for the Fed in a couple months' time to start really considering raising rates.
Yeah.
I haven't even
Unfortunately.
driven my truck in, oh man, it's probably been 2 or 3 months. So we've just been driving my wife's electric car around. So I haven't even noticed the gas prices. Have they gone up in your guys' area?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
Last couple
I
weeks.
kind of have the opposite. I have a Tesla, but my girlfriend has a Yukon, and she loves
Okay.
driving high up in the Yukon. So I'm like, shit, I gotta put $100 in this thing, and I've got a Tesla sat right here.
Yeah. Yeah. We charge it at my house. So it's like, and we charge it overnight. So like the power costs less overnight. We have a
Yeah.
Mach-E, like a Mustang Mach-E. So
Nice.
it's yeah, we pay like nothing for it. So
I
to
have
charge it.
I bought a Model S in 2014,
Yeah.
and I
Okay.
still have it. And the beauty of it is got grandfathered into unlimited supercharging for life.
Oh, that's
Nice.
nice.
So, and the
Yeah.
supercharger is 5 minutes from my house. So that's where I go, and it's right by Target. I go and charge my car, run into Target, do some shopping, come out, and it's done.
Nice. Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
have any electricity bill at home. I have no gas bill for my car. It's kind of, I'm like energy independent.
That's nice. Yeah.
I love it.
That's great. That's yeah. But yeah, no, so kind of our I guess we didn't really go over it a whole lot, but this is something I've been getting in meetings, is just understanding, and I don't have my screen shared. I think you do, right, Kevin?
I've got mine up there.
And I know you were kind of getting into it a little bit, but just the like how does it relate, the connections? We have TradingView, we have Clear Edge, and then we have the prop firm. So like how do those relate? How do they differ? Like are they three separate things? Like are you I had somebody that was having a really hard time understanding that the algo was not on like their prop firm, like TopStep. Like it wasn't on there at all. Like you don't have anything running code on TopStep. So that's all on the TradingView side. I know some of those, there's a lot of confusion over that, especially if you're fresh in this. I don't blame people. If you're coming in, you've never had a TradingView subscription, you have to get that stuff, you have to get data, and then trying to work through that and just how do those things relate? Why are each part necessary for this process and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I'll just run through that real quick then. All right, so let's start with TradingView, and so we'll start. We've got the strategy, which is the algorithm loaded on the chart up here, right? And the algorithm will,
And how'd you find that? So if you bought it at the store, how'd you find that? How'd you get it on your chart to begin with?
So you'll just come up here. You'll see indicators. It looks like a little graph up here. You'll just hit that, and then you'll just type in the name of whatever you're looking for up here. So let's just say you're bought Market Ninja and you want to put that on the chart. You just simply click that. I'm not going to do it right now because this is a shared chart, so I don't want to put another one on there. But yeah, you would just simply click this, right? And after you clicked it, it would just load on your chart right up here in the left-hand corner. And then this little gear icon up here is it'll, if you hover over it, it'll say settings. If you go in there, that's where you can actually see all the settings of whatever algorithm you have loaded in the chart. So you can adjust things in here and do all kinds of things. But if you're just getting started, I would just leave all that alone. But anyway, so that's the strategy, right? And that lives inside TradingView. So this strategy is going to enter and then, of course, exit positions, either a take profit or a stop loss. And when it does that, so I guess to back up a little bit, after you get everything loaded and your settings are all good and you want them set, you're going to create your alert. And that alert is going to be what tells ClearEdge that you want to enter a position, right? So after you get this all said and done, you're just going to come over here and you're going to hit add alert right here. This one requires you to do one extra step. Some have this, some don't, but you'll just hit order fills here. And then I can actually just, I don't want to make it too confusing, David, because I wasn't set up. But so you'll come into your signals here, right, in your ClearEdge. And to give this a signal, you would hit new signal.
And that's the little antenna on the side panel.
Yeah, that's the little antenna on the side panel here. And then we'll just name the signal, like this is Ninja, and you can name these whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. 3 minute MNQ. We'll just do that 2 because I already have it named. And then you'll select your source. You'll go to strategy, right? And then you'll hit next. And then this is the message, right, that the ClearEdge software is going to receive from TradingView when an alert goes off. So what you'll do is you'll hit copy message, right? And that'll be copied. And then over here in our alert, we'll click over here, get rid of all this. We'll paste that message in here like that. We'll name it Ninja test. I'll just name it this for now, MNQ, so I know what to delete. So at that point, everything is done as far as the alert is created on the ClearEdge side. It's now inside of TradingView. We now just hit create, and you can go up here to the right-hand side, and your alerts will all pop up right here. So every alert that you create will be in this nice little list right here.
I just want to add that to make sure that they paste the webhook.
Oh, that's right. When you're first setting it up. Sorry about that, Lee. So let's just back up to this alert. So yeah, so when the first time you set an alert up in TradingView, under this notifications down here, you'll click this, and it'll have a webhook URL, right? And you'll have to toggle this on. It won't be on. It'll be like that, and then you'll take. Forgive me, David, you might have to tell me, I've been so long, where we get the webhook from. It's from the ClearEdge software, I know. But
yeah, the same place right there.
Oh,
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, okay. It's been so long since I've done it. So you'll just take this webhook URL, you'll hit copy, and then you'll just paste it right in here. And then moving forward, all of your new alerts that you create.
You may have to do a 2-factor identification. If it's your first time setting up a webhook alert, it's going to ask you in TradingView to set up a 2-factor identification. So it'll send you a code in the email.
Okay. So yeah. And then after you get that 2-factor set, that webhook will just live in there. And then that's the only time you have to do that part of the process, just the first time. And then all of your other alerts that you always create, it'll just automatically be in there. So of course you'll just come into this message tab and create your new messages on the ClearEdge side, and then paste them in there to set your alerts. So we'll hit apply.
So it's just basically a communication between ClearEdge and TradingView. That webhook is just sending the code, the JSON from the message section. And that's what's telling ClearEdge when to enter, when to exit into the brokerage account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kevin, tell people also about open-ended alerts versus alerts that may expire, especially for people that don't have premium TradingView.
That's a good point,
that's a good one too. So
because I had some people that complain, I missed the alert, and I looked and their signal had expired.
Okay. Yeah. So under this expiration down here, if you have premium, you can set an open-ended alert, and it says right here it won't expire, right? But if you don't have a premium subscription, they will expire. What is the timeline?
I think 30 days.
Okay. So every 30 days, you will have to go in and just create a new alert because they're going to expire, and then they won't work anymore. As Lee just said, somebody maybe didn't realize that, and then their alert didn't go off. So if you don't have premium, you'll have to do that just every 30 days. So set yourself a reminder. I don't know if it reminds you or if it just expires in the background.
And we're probably like 2 or 3 months away from TradingView doing their semi-annual 80% off sale. So I would encourage everybody to upgrade to premium for like $230 a year. It's well worth it.
Yeah, it is. And they might even do something for Easter. Every now and again, they'll throw like a holiday sale too. So
yeah.
The
Black Friday is the best. I think it's like 85% discount.
Yeah, that's when I always get it. And then I think I've gotten it for so long now. I'm like 2 years past what because I just buy it every Black Friday.
Yeah, well, you can actually buy it multiple times.
Yep.
Oh, can you?
Yep.
Yeah,
and you can have multiple years of it, so you don't have to.
I think I bought 6 years, like 3 years ago, and I think I have 2 or 3 left. I'm like,
yeah,
loading. Somebody told me that. I'm like, all right, I'll keep checking out.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, take advantage of that because it's worth it. All these little things that are qualities of life are really nice to have for a couple $100, especially if you're getting serious about this. You definitely want not have to worry about all this little stuff. But yeah, so that's the expiration and the open-ended alert set right there. If you just set this to open-ended, again, your alerts, all of them that you create in the future will just be automatically set like this. So that's a good thing to know. Yeah, so basically just how it works, the path of communication, so to speak, here is we have our strategy loaded on our chart. Our strategy is going to enter a position. It's going to send that alert that we just created in TradingView here with that message that we copied from the ClearEdge software. So after it enters a position, it's then going to communicate through ClearEdge, right? And then ClearEdge is then going to send that signal to your broker, which is TopStep, Lucid, or whatever one you're trading on. And then that's how the position actually gets entered. And then the same exact thing is going to happen when the strategy signals a take profit or a stop loss, right? It's going to send that same alert to ClearEdge. ClearEdge is then going to send that same alert back to your broker, and it's going to either take profit or hit your stop loss. And that's kind of the chain of communication there. It's it's not too bad once once you kind of get used to it and what's going on. It's not too bad. The Clear software is really nice to use because there's other stuff that's not so easy. So yeah, they did a really nice job just with the interface and how we have to interact with it. It's a pretty simple process once you get once you use it a couple times and do it a couple times, it's not bad.
Yeah, for sure. And then so how does the broker relate to any of this? What's its part to play? And once you're connected, you have your TradingView connected, you're connected up with ClearEdge. And then what is the broker's part in all of this?
That part is to let you build up a nice amount of money in a funded account and then tell you are hedging.
Yeah.
And then tell you we're taking all of it.
Yeah.
We're just joking. That's only TopStep.
Yeah. I was shopping for a refrigerator, thousands of dollars that we were about to spend. And I was like, and I bought a chair at the same time. So we probably dropped, I don't know, $4 or $5 grand while we were at the store, the furniture mall next to us. And like that night, like I was shopping for it and I got the email from TopStep and I'm like, and I had like, I don't know, $4 or $5 grand in my accounts. And I was ready for payout in one of them. I was still one more day away from payout in one of them. And I was sitting there, and after I got done buying all that, I was like, man, I didn't just spend $5 grand on a refrigerator and a chair. I spent like 10 grand. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get this money back. Like, great. Yeah.
Ask the furniture store if they take TopStep credits.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the nature of these prop firms, but we just have to keep an eye on them and try and skate as close to the rules as we can.
Yep. I mean, the ones that we like, I mean, obviously I'm probably transitioning to mostly, if not all, static accounts. So my top two are Blue Sky. They have great static accounts, hard challenges. So you have to pass their challenge, and then they have a second step that you have to pass to before you actually get to payout stage. And then Futures Desk, which is, I mean, we've had a great relationship with them, ClearEdge
Yeah,
and Futures Desk. So
they have basically no rules,
yep. Yeah, I mean, I
which
have
is
an ES
awesome.
strategy running, an NQ strategy running. I think because I have two main accounts that I trade with them. I've had NQ strategies, like an MNQ and an NQ trading, and two different strategies. I think I asked their AI bot or something at one point, and it was fine. So I was, yeah, I don't worry about them at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a couple accounts with them started here.
Yep. And they're a one-time fee, so they don't have monthly fees of $300 for their. I have two $3,000 static drawdown accounts with them. So typically those are pretty dang expensive if you're going to get a 3K static drawdown. So their initial amount, which I think they're having, I don't know if it's still going on, but at one point they were like 75% off. So they were just like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go rejoin Lee.
I got booted.
Yeah. Yeah, their accounts were just a no-brainer with like 75% off of a 3K, or you could choose a 6K one-time fee account. Like that's just
I just added a new prop firm. I'd kind of heard of them, but I'm testing them, and they have a static 25K account. That's the only one they have. They're called Phidias. I don't know if you've heard of them.
mm-mm.
Wow.
Tradeovate connection, or what are they connected to?
Yeah, I believe it was Rhythmic.
Oh, okay.
And we should have the Rhythmic release next week,
Oh, cool.
which is cool. But yeah, it's a 25K. You've got I think $1,000 target, but with a $500 static.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Start
Um,
small, trade a ES
Start
strategy,
small.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, even Ninja MNQ might be okay on it. You only need one or two good trades, and then you've got $700-800 with a buffer, and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's interesting.
Um,
I'll have to look them up.
so I just started it. I didn't activate it today because I was busy with a million other things, but I'm gonna get it going for Monday. It was like $40-50, one-time fee. I don't think maybe there's $100 activation fee once you go funded. And I think it's an 80-20 split. Maybe it was 40% consistency rule. I forget in funded, but 40% is fine. Any less than that, I get a little annoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What was the name of that?
Phidias.
FIDIOUS.
Let me see.
Prop firm?
FIDIAS.
IAS.
Yeah, and take a look at that static, the 25K.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give that a shot next week and see if I can get into a funded pretty quick and see how their payouts work. But it seems pretty decent. I mean, that they're all weighted to that themselves, right? I mean, you're not going to find a prop firm that has like, the golden rules for traders. It's always going to be favoring the prop firm. Yeah, the
Yep.
prop firms are Las Vegas, and we're the guys
Yep.
going to visit, and we have to
And
just
that's
learn
why
the rules.
yeah, tune into these streams because you'll find out the prop firms that we're trying out. We're like, yeah, just don't do this one.
And they when they see us automating and doing well, we're like the guys that figured out how to count cards, and pretty soon, once you take 40 grand from a blackjack table, they're gonna escort you out the casino.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's not
Yeah.
the 1950s, and we're not going to get a baseball bat to the back of the knee. But we just have to always be looking for different opportunities and different prop firms that can align with what we're trying to do, and eventually just start a small cash account and start building your portfolio outside of the prop world.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, guys, we are 5 minutes over. Was there anything
Okay.
else that we wanted to get to?
No, I think it was we covered a lot of good intro stuff for the newer members. Yeah, I think a lot of good topics. So hopefully y'all had some value. But again, as always, thank you for the support, everybody. Really looking forward to a good week next week, and hope you all have a good weekend.
Yeah, and if you guys aren't subscribed to Ninja or Kairos, I suggest you do so, and give it a whirl. There's a lot of good settings in there for both.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try really hard to make sure that you guys have settings and options to try different things and keep your risks spread out.
Yeah. Yeah. Always a good thing to do in this game. Spread the risk.
Indeed. Well, enjoy. Where are you at, Kevin?
I'm in Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got Florida, Virginia, and Hawaii, so we've got a nice spread.
Yeah. It's supposed to be
Hey,
nice this weekend, so probably get
it's
out to the
one
mountains.
it's 1 p.m. here right now, so we still have the full day left.
Nice.
So
Could
We're
you
gonna-
trade full time from there?
oh man, I don't know.
It's tough.
It's such weird hours. I can't imagine. I know we have like guys like 5 Alpha in the group where they're like totally different time zones. Where I'm like, I don't know how I would do it. I'm so used to I'm on CME time in my just normal time zone. So like
Right.
I'm at the Chicago time zone. So I've just never really thought about it a whole lot. And yeah, this is 5 hour difference. It's
Those Europeans have got it good. They don't start trading till midday.
yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
is that where 5 Alpha is? Isn't
I think so. Yeah, there's a
5
couple of
Capital 5
we
Alpha?
got a couple of Europeans there, and they're 5 hours ahead, so 5 or 6 hours. So
Yeah.
market open is early afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
So you you start your market prep around lunchtime, just after lunch.
Yeah.
Trade
Yeah.
a couple hours, the open till 5 maybe, which is noon,
Yep.
and then go have dinner and play with the kids and check the power hour just before you go to bed.
Yep. Yeah. Our kids have been waking up at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. because they think it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, but it's
Yeah.
like 1 a.m. here. So we're like, yeah, go back to sleep.
Well, enjoy. Go have whatever they do in Hawaii, roast a pig and
Yep. And
Get
find a
laid.
luau or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
get laid.
Yep. For sure. All right, guys.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
I will take it easy. Have a good weekend. See you
have a
guys
good
at
night.
Sunday system check to just check over our strategies and just look over everything before we hit them open on Sunday night and get ready for Monday morning.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have another good week. We've things should settle down. We don't have FOMC, which is nice. That kind of always puts a little bit of a you saw how the market reacted a couple days this week where it just grounded a level for
Yep.
even today before it broke down. So
Yeah,
maybe we'll get a
And
little more action next week.
for sure. If you guys are struggling, just please reach out. Please set up a meeting. Get a one-on-one with one of us, and we'll nail me. Please stop that.
Yeah,
Get a
man.
one-on-one, talk with us, and we'll do our best to get you set up for success.
Yeah, it's super easy to set that up, and somebody's always available. So just jump in, pick the time that works for you, and we'll jump on.
Yeah, we've got such a good support group between everybody. So yeah, please utilize that if you're new. Yeah, we all, like I said, or like we've said, we all want to see you be successful. So yeah, it's a good thing.
Yep. All right, guys.
All right, guys. Well, you have a good weekend.
You too.
Yep, you too.
right.
See ya.
Yep.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.